The Pioneer Asterisk, a sleek vessel cutting through the silence of space, was Earth's vanguard in the uncharted territories of the asteroid belt. Its mission, exploration and discovery in the name of humanity's insatiable curiosity. Captain Maria Gonzalez, a veteran of space's unforgiving expanse, guided her crew with a steady hand and a keen eye for the marvels hidden in the cosmos. On a day that began like any other in the void, the ship's sensors detected an anomaly, a distress signal, faint yet unmistakable, pulsing through the cosmic static. The source, a spacecraft of unknown origin, adrift among the tumbling rocks of the belt. Its design was unlike anything on record, with smooth contours and a surface that seemed to absorb light, an apparition in the dark. Gonzalez made the call to investigate. The Pioneer maneuvered closer, its crew peering through the view screens at the alien vessel, its hull scarred by what appeared to be weapon fire. A skirmish, perhaps, or a desperate flight gone awry. The sight stilled the breath in their lungs. Encounters with alien technology were rare. Encounters with alien life, even more so. A boarding party was assembled, led by Gonzalez herself. The airlock between the two ships hissed open, revealing the dim interior of the alien craft. They stepped inside, lights on their suits piercing the gloom. The ship was silent save for the quiet hum of failing systems, its corridors empty. Then they found them, a family, 4 beings huddled in the shadow of a damaged compartment. Their appearance was striking, with slender forms, skin that shimmered like the night sky, and eyes wide and luminous. They were the Squally, though the humans knew not their name yet. The family's eyes met the intruders, fear and hope mingled in their gaze. Communications specialist Lisa Nguyen knelt by the aliens, offering water and ration bars. The universal gesture of goodwill transcended language and species, and though the Squally did not understand her words, the intent bridged the divide. They were weak, starving, but alive. The ship's medbay was ill-equipped for alien physiology, but the Pioneer's medical officer, Dr. Rajiv Chandra, worked tirelessly, synthesizing compounds that could sustain them. Meanwhile, Gonzalez and her crew scoured the alien ship's databases, piecing together a story of flight and survival. The Squally's planet had been caught in the crossfire of a conflict that knew no boundaries, their people scattered among the stars. In the quiet hours aboard the Pioneer Asterisk, as the Squally regained their strength, they shared their story. Their language was a symphony of light and color, translated through devices cobbled together by the crew. They spoke of their home, a world of vast oceans and floating islands, now lost to them. They spoke of their search for refuge, how they were turned away or ignored by those they sought help from. Alone they wandered, until the Pioneer found them. Gonzalez stood on the bridge, watching the stars. The encounter had changed something fundamental. Space, once a realm of cold exploration, had become a domain of shared fates and intertwined destinies. The decision to help the Squally was not merely an act of compassion. It was a declaration of humanity's place in the cosmos. Not as conquerors or explorers, but as members of a galactic community, capable of kindness in the vast indifference of space. The journey back to Earth would be long and the future uncertain. But in that moment, aboard the Pioneer 2 species, once strangers, faced it together. As the Pioneer set course back to Earth, the common area of the ship transformed into a makeshift council room. The air was charged with anticipation and an underlying current of unease. The crew, along with their newfound passengers, gathered around the holographic projector, its light casting an ethereal glow on the faces of all present. Captain Maria Gonzalez stood at the forefront, her posture embodying the weight of the decision at hand. "We've witnessed their plight," she began, her voice firm, carrying the gravity of their situation. "The Squally have endured loss we can barely comprehend. Their plea for help is not just a request, it's a test of our humanity." Lisa Nguyen, the communications specialist who had formed a bond with the Squally family through their initial interactions, stepped forward. She relayed their story once more, this time with a deeper understanding. "They told me of their world," she said, the projector displaying images of a planet lush with life, oceans teeming with colors unseen on Earth. Their technology was in harmony with nature, their culture rich with lore and art. Then war came, unbidden, from the stars. They fled not as cowards but as survivors, seeking only peace. The Squally themselves, now somewhat recovered, their bioluminescent skin glowing softly, added their voices to the conversation. Though the translation devices were imperfect, the emotion in their words needed no interpretation. They spoke of the countless systems they'd passed through, their calls for asylum met with silence or outright hostility. We seek not to impose but to share. In our culture, to aid another is to uplift oneself. We understand if fear guides your decision, but know that our gratitude would know no bounds. Dr. Rajiv Chandra, whose efforts had ensured their survival thus far, shared his medical insights. Their biology is fascinatingly complex and yet remarkably compatible with our own understanding of medicine. Helping them is within our capabilities. Morally, it's beyond question. The crew's discussion ventured deep into the night, debates swirling around the political ramifications, the logistics of offering sanctuary, and the moral implications of their decision. Earth's political climate was fraught, its resources stretched thin by environmental challenges and the needs of its own people. Yet the idea of turning away those in such dire need sat ill with every soul aboard the Pioneer *. In the end, it was Gonzalez who made the call. "Humanity stands at a crossroads," she declared, her eyes sweeping across the room, meeting those of her crew and their guests. "Do we define ourselves by our fears, our scarcity, or do we aspire to be more? To be the haven in the void that we ourselves would seek?" The decision was made. The Pioneer * would not only carry the Squally to Earth, but would champion their cause. It was a resolution that went beyond the confines of the ship, reaching into the very essence of what it meant to be human. As the meeting adjourned, the Squally family expressed their thanks in a manner unique to their culture. They sang. It was not a song of words, but of light and color, a visual symphony that filled the room with hope and beauty. The crew of the Pioneer *, each from different corners of Earth, watched in awe. In that moment, the vastness of space seemed a little less daunting, the journey ahead not so perilous. The Pioneer * surged forward, a beacon of unity and compassion hurtling through the dark. The course was set, not just towards Earth, but towards a future where humanity might truly live up to its name. As the Pioneer * continued its journey towards Earth with the Squally family aboard, the mood aboard the ship was a mixture of determination and apprehension. News of their decision spread through the crew, sparking debates and discussions that echoed through the corridors. Captain Maria Gonzalez, aware of the potential repercussions of their actions, called for a meeting of the ship's senior officers. Gathered in the command center, they pored over the data, assessing the risks and formulating contingency plans. "Bringing the Squally to Earth will undoubtedly draw attention," remarked Lieutenant Commander Jackson, the ship's tactical officer. "We must be prepared for any hostilities that may arise." Gonzalez nodded grimly. "Agreed. We'll need to bolster our defenses and maintain constant vigilance. The last thing we want is to be caught off guard." Meanwhile, the Squally family, still adjusting to their new surroundings, remained secluded in their quarters under the watchful eye of Dr. Rajiv Chandra and his medical team. Despite their initial frailty, they were gradually regaining their strength, aided by the advanced medical facilities aboard the Pioneer *. Lisa Nguyen, the communications specialist who had formed a bond with the Squally, made regular visits to their quarters, acting as a liaison between them and the rest of the crew. Through her interactions, she learned more about their culture and customs, forging a deeper connection with the alien family. As the days passed, tension mounted aboard the Pioneer *. Every shift change, every blip on the sensors was met with heightened scrutiny. The crew remained on high alert, ready to respond to any potential threats. Then, on the outskirts of the Earth's solar system, disaster struck. The Pioneer * was ambushed by a rogue faction, remnants of the same group responsible for the Squally's plight. Their ships emerged from the shadows of the asteroid belt, weapons primed and ready to strike. Gonzalez sprang into action, issuing rapid-fire commands as the Pioneer * maneuvered to evade the attackers. Lieutenant Commander Jackson directed the ship's defenses, coordinating with the engineering team to maximize their firepower. The battle raged on, the Pioneer * weaving through a deadly dance of lasers and explosions. Despite their best efforts, they were outnumbered and outgunned. It seemed as though all hope was lost. But then, a glimmer of hope appeared on the horizon. A fleet of Earth Defense Force ships, alerted to the Pioneer's distress signal, arrived to reinforce their beleaguered allies. Together, they fought back with renewed determination, driving back the enemy forces and securing victory against all odds. As the dust settled and the threat was neutralized, a sense of relief washed over the crew of the Pioneer Asterisk. They had faced their greatest challenge yet, and emerged victorious thanks to their courage, determination, and unwavering belief in doing what was right. But the battle was far from over. With their enemies defeated, the Pioneer Asterisk continued on its journey towards Earth, knowing that the challenges ahead would be many. Yet, with the Squally family by their side and the support of their newfound allies, they were ready to face whatever the future held. With the threat of the rogue faction momentarily subdued, the Pioneer Asterisk resumed its course towards Earth. The journey ahead was long and fraught with uncertainty, but the crew remained steadfast in their resolve to bring the Squally family to safety. As the days stretched into weeks, the routine of life aboard the ship settled into a semblance of normalcy. The crew carried out their duties with precision, each member contributing their skills and expertise to ensure the success of their mission. Meanwhile, the Squally family, now fully integrated into life aboard the Pioneer Asterisk, began to explore their new surroundings with a sense of wonder and curiosity. They marveled at the technological marvels of the ship, from the advanced propulsion systems to the intricacies of human culture and social dynamics. Captain Maria Gonzalez made it a point to meet with the Squally family regularly, discussing their journey, their hopes for the future, and the challenges that lay ahead. Through these interactions, a bond formed between them, transcending the barriers of language and species. Yet, even as they forged ahead, the specter of their past loomed large. News of the pioneers' encounter with the rogue faction had spread, sending shockwaves through the corridors of power on Earth. The decision to bring the Squally family to Earth had ignited a firestorm of controversy, with politicians and pundits alike debating the wisdom of their actions. Amidst the political turmoil, Captain Gonzalez remained resolute in her conviction. She believed, with unwavering certainty, that providing sanctuary to those in need was a fundamental duty of humanity, a duty that transcended the petty squabbles of politics and the uncertainties of the unknown. As the Pioneer Asterisk drew closer to Earth, tensions aboard the ship reached a fever pitch. The crew braced themselves for the inevitable backlash, unsure of what awaited them on their home planet. But amidst the uncertainty, there was also hope. Hope for a brighter future, where humanity stood united in the face of adversity, where compassion triumphed over fear, and where the bonds forged between species were stronger than the forces that sought to tear them apart. With the stars as their guide and the spirit of solidarity as their beacon, the crew of the Pioneer Asterisk pressed onward, ready to confront whatever challenges lay ahead on their journey home. As the Pioneer Asterisk approached Earth, anticipation and anxiety gripped the crew. News of their impending arrival had spread across the globe, igniting a fierce debate that reverberated through every corner of society. On one side were those who championed the crew's actions, seeing them as a beacon of hope in a dark and unforgiving universe. They called for compassion and solidarity, arguing that turning away those in need went against the very principles of humanity. On the other side were those who viewed the presence of the Squally family as a threat, an unwelcome intrusion into the delicate balance of Earth's affairs. They warned of the potential dangers of harboring alien beings, citing concerns about security, resources, and the unknown. Protests erupted in cities around the world, with banners and slogans declaring support or condemnation for the crew of the Pioneer Asterisk. The political landscape became a battleground, with governments scrambling to appease their constituents while grappling with the implications of the situation. In the midst of the chaos, Captain Maria Gonzalez and her crew remained steadfast in their mission. They knew that the fate of the Squally family rested in their hands, and they were determined to see it through to the end. Upon their arrival in Earth's orbit, the Pioneer Asterisk was met with a flurry of activity. Earth Defense Force ships escorted them to a secure docking bay, where government officials and media outlets awaited their arrival. Stepping off the Pioneer Asterisk onto the bustling spaceport, Captain Gonzalez and her crew were greeted by a throng of reporters, cameras flashing and microphones thrust forward. Questions flew like arrows, probing for answers to the myriad of concerns swirling in the public consciousness. Gonzalez stood tall, her voice unwavering as she addressed the crowd. "We stand before you today, not as conquerors or saviors, but as fellow travelers in the vast expanse of the cosmos," she declared. "The Squally family sought refuge from a war that knows no boundaries, and it is our duty as humans to offer them sanctuary." Her words struck a chord with many, eliciting nods of approval and murmurs of agreement. But for every supporter, there were those who remained skeptical, their doubts lingering like shadows in the crowd. As the Pioneer's crew and the Skawali family were escorted to a secure facility for debriefing and evaluation, the world watched with bated breath. The fate of the alien visitors hung in the balance, their presence on Earth a symbol of humanity's capacity for compassion, or its potential for fear and distrust. And as the debate raged on, one thing became abundantly clear. The arrival of the Skawali family had sparked a reckoning that would test the very foundations of human society and determine the course of its future. Inside the secure facility where the Skawali family was being held, tensions ran high. Earth's top scientists and government officials scrutinized every aspect of the aliens' physiology, technology, and intentions, seeking answers to questions that had far-reaching implications. Dr. Rajiv Chandra, accompanied by a team of experts in xenobiology and exobiotechnology, conducted a battery of tests on the Skawali family. They examined their genetic makeup, studied their cultural artifacts, and analyzed the remnants of their damaged spacecraft, hoping to unlock the secrets of their civilization. Meanwhile, Captain Maria Gonzalez and her crew remained on standby, awaiting updates on the situation. They were keenly aware of the political firestorm brewing outside the facility's walls, but their focus remained on the well-being of their alien guests. As the days turned into weeks, the scrutiny intensified. Rumors and speculation ran rampant, fueled by sensationalist media reports and conspiracy theories. Some claimed that the Skawali were spies sent to infiltrate Earth, while others believed they held the key to advanced technologies that could revolutionize human civilization. Caught in the crossfire of public opinion, the Skawali family remained isolated, their fate hanging in the balance. Despite their efforts to communicate and cooperate with their human hosts, they found themselves treated with suspicion and mistrust. Then, disaster struck. A terrorist group opposed to the presence of the Skawali on Earth launched a brazen attack on the facility, seeking to eliminate the alien threat once and for all. The Pioneer's crew, alerted to the danger, sprang into action, racing to defend their newfound allies. A fierce battle ensued, with the terrorists unleashing a barrage of weapons and explosives in an attempt to breach the facility's defenses. But the Pioneer's crew, aided by Earth Defense Force personnel, fought back with equal ferocity, determined to protect the Skawali family at all costs. In the chaos of the firefight, Captain Gonzalez and her crew managed to evacuate the Skawali to safety, whisking them away to a secure location far from the reach of their attackers. Though battered and bruised, the crew emerged victorious, their resolve stronger than ever. But the attack served as a stark reminder of the challenges they faced. The Skawali's presence on Earth had sparked a conflict that threatened to tear humanity apart, testing the very limits of its capacity for compassion and understanding. As they regrouped and assessed the damage, Captain Gonzalez knew that the road ahead would be fraught with peril. But she also knew that they could not falter, not when the fate of an entire species hung in the balance. And so, with determination in her heart and the spirit of humanity as her guide, she prepared to face whatever challenges lay ahead. In the aftermath of the terrorist attack, the Pioneer's crew and the Skawali family found themselves thrust into a new reality, one defined by fear, uncertainty, and the fragile bonds of trust forged in the crucible of adversity. As they retreated to a secure location, away from the prying eyes of the outside world, Captain Maria Gonzalez and her crew sought to regroup and reassess their strategy. They knew that they could not remain hidden forever, but they also knew that venturing back into the public eye would be dangerous. Meanwhile, the Skawali family, still reeling from the trauma of the attack, found solace in the companionship of their human hosts. Despite the language barrier and cultural differences, they had formed a deep bond with the crew of the Pioneer *, a bond rooted in shared experiences and a mutual desire for peace. As days turned into weeks, the crew and the Skawali family worked tirelessly to strengthen their defenses and fortify their position. They knew that they could not face their enemies alone, and so they reached out to unlikely allies, nations and corporations that had once been rivals, but now shared a common goal: to protect the Skawali and ensure their safety. Through a series of clandestine meetings and backroom negotiations, alliances were forged and plans set in motion. Earth's top scientists collaborated with Skawali experts to develop advanced technologies capable of detecting and repelling future attacks, while military strategists devised tactics to outmaneuver their adversaries and turn the tide of battle in their favor. But as they prepared for the inevitable confrontation, Captain Gonzalez knew that their greatest weapon was not found in the arsenal of war, but in the power of unity and cooperation. Together, humans and Squally stood shoulder to shoulder, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. And so, as the Pioneer and its allies braced themselves for the storm that loomed on the horizon, they did so with the knowledge that they were not alone, that in the darkest of times the bonds of friendship and solidarity could light the way forward, guiding them towards a future where peace and understanding reigned supreme. With alliances forged and preparations made, the Pioneer and its allies embarked on a daring mission to secure a new home for the Squally family, a sanctuary where they could live free from the threats that had plagued them since their arrival on Earth. Under the cover of darkness, a fleet of ships, including Earth Defense Force vessels and private spacecraft from corporations sympathetic to their cause, set course for a remote moon orbiting a distant gas giant. The moon, uninhabited and untouched by the ravages of war, offered the promise of a fresh start, a new beginning for the Squally and their human allies. As they journeyed through the vastness of space, Captain Maria Gonzalez and her crew remained vigilant, scanning the void for any signs of danger. They knew that their enemies would stop at nothing to prevent them from reaching their destination, and so they remained ever watchful, ready to defend their charges at a moment's notice. But despite the dangers that lurked in the darkness, there was also hope. A beacon of light shining bright amidst the shadows of uncertainty. For the first time since their arrival on Earth, the Squally family dared to dream of a future where they could live in peace, surrounded by the wonders of the cosmos. As they neared their destination, the Pioneer and its allies encountered unexpected challenges, treacherous asteroid fields, gravitational anomalies, and the ever-present threat of enemy forces lying in wait. But through courage, determination, and a healthy dose of ingenuity, they overcame each obstacle in their path, drawing ever closer to their goal. And then, at long last, they arrived. The moon, a pristine paradise nestled among the stars, awaited them with open arms. As the Pioneer touched down on its surface, the Squally family emerged from the confines of the ship, their hearts filled with joy and gratitude. Captain Gonzalez and her crew looked on with pride as the Squally explored their new home, their laughter and chatter filling the air. It was a moment of triumph, a victory not just for the Squally, but for all those who had stood by them in their time of need. As they watched the sun set on the horizon, casting its golden rays across the alien landscape, Captain Gonzalez knew that their journey was far from over. But for now, in this moment of peace and tranquility, they could pause, if only for a moment, and celebrate the bonds of friendship and solidarity that had brought them together. As the Squally settled into their new home on the remote moon, a fragile peace settled over the galaxy, or so it seemed. But beneath the surface, the echoes of war still reverberated, casting a shadow over the newfound tranquility. Reports began to filter in of skirmishes and conflicts erupting in distant corners of the galaxy, remnants of the same interstellar war that had displaced the Squally and threatened Earth. Despite their best efforts to escape the reach of the conflict, it seemed that war was an inescapable reality of life in the cosmos. Captain Maria Gonzalez and her crew remained vigilant, knowing that the peace they had fought so hard to secure was tenuous at best. They continued to monitor the situation, gathering intelligence and liaising with their allies to ensure the safety of the Squally and the stability of their new home. Meanwhile, the Squally family, though grateful for the sanctuary provided to them by their human friends, could not shake the memories of their homeworld's destruction. They mourned the loss of their culture, their traditions, and their loved ones, their grief a constant companion in their new life among the stars. Yet, amidst the darkness, there were also moments of light. The Squally's deep connection to nature began to transform the barren landscape of their moon, as they used their knowledge of terraforming and bioengineering to breathe life into the desolate terrain. With each passing day, the moon began to blossom, its once barren surface now teeming with life, a testament to the resilience of the Squally and the power of cooperation between species. It became a beacon of hope in the darkness, a symbol of what could be achieved when beings of different worlds came together in pursuit of a common goal. But even as life flourished on the moon, the specter of war continued to loom large. Rumors of a new threat, more powerful and more insidious than any they had faced before, began to spread. casting a pall of uncertainty over the galaxy. And so, as Captain Gonzalez and her crew looked out into the vast expanse of space, they knew that their journey was far from over. The echoes of war may have faded, but the struggle for peace and stability would continue, a never-ending battle against the forces of darkness that threatened to engulf them all. As tensions simmered and the threat of war loomed on the horizon, the crew of the Pioneer and their Squally allies refused to yield to despair. Instead, they embraced the challenges ahead with a fierce determination and an unbreakable spirit. Captain Maria Gonzalez, ever the beacon of hope and resilience, rallied her crew, inspiring them to stand firm in the face of adversity. Together, they devised strategies to fortify their defenses, mobilize their allies, and prepare for the inevitable confrontation that lay ahead. Meanwhile, the Squally family, emboldened by the support of their human friends, tapped into their ancient wisdom and knowledge, seeking to unlock the secrets of their past and harness the power of their collective spirit. Through rituals and ceremonies passed down through generations, they called upon the forces of nature to aid them in their struggle, drawing strength from the very essence of the cosmos itself. As tensions escalated and the threat of war grew ever closer, the Pioneer and its allies found themselves at the forefront of the battle for peace and freedom. They fought with courage and determination, refusing to back down in the face of overwhelming odds. In the midst of the chaos and destruction, alliances were forged, bonds were strengthened, and the indomitable spirit of humanity shone bright amidst the darkness. United in purpose and resolve, they stood together as one, facing their enemies with unwavering courage and conviction. And in the end, it was their spirit, their unyielding determination to stand up for what was right, that carried them through. Against all odds, they emerged victorious, their enemies vanquished, their world saved from the brink of destruction. As the dust settled and the stars shone bright in the night sky, Captain Gonzalez and her crew looked out upon the vast expanse of space, knowing that their journey was far from over. But with the Squally by their side, and the spirit of humanity burning bright within their hearts, they were ready to face whatever challenges the future held. For in the end, it was not the strength of their weapons or the might of their armies that ensured their victory. It was the triumph of the human spirit, a force more powerful than any in the universe. And as they gazed out into the cosmos, they knew that as long as that spirit burned bright, they would always find a way to overcome.